Breaking news is AH's big comeback looks like a big bust, as here is AH creeping in. Festivities have already started at the film festival. Yeah, that's how you make an appearance. Interestingly, there's very little fanfare to this too. There's a few photogs snapping pictures, but remember, this is supposed to be the big Hollywood comeback, so where is everybody that writes those articles? I mean, let's compare that to, say, JD and the Cannes Film Festival, where you'll notice, look at the photogs here. There are hundreds of them. Literally, there was a sea of people, front and center. You can even see them standing on balconies trying to get a picture. This is opening night. You and I, we're going to talk about that today, too. Man, crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So I want to play you this clip with this sound on because I want you to listen to how few people are actually there trying to witness AH's quote-unquote Hollywood comeback. That's what this has been touted as. Now, the thing that is really a dead giveaway here is the fact that you can hear everything, too. You can hear the footsteps, you can hear every single whisper, but what you don't hear are throngs of people that are interested at all. Now, this is a separate clip, and I want to play you the sound with this as well, because like I said, the festivities, they had already gotten started. So, you have the band, they're already playing, people, they're already seated. She ends up sneaking in. Again, this is your big comeback, can't even be on time for that. How do you think this would have been covered, say this were JD coming in? Could you imagine all the headlines about it? Now, I want to play you this clip again, but I want you to pay attention to the audience because you'll notice something. Nobody in the audience seems to care that AH is coming in, and she's noticeable, by the way. She looks like she took Camille Vasquez's advice in wearing white because everyone sees you. That's why she says she wore that into the courtroom. And well, look at this. With everybody seeing you, you'll notice how many heads really turn, really notice. Some people see someone walking in, they notice that. But look at this crowd here. Again, nobody's really paying attention. They're paying attention to what's going on up here, but they're not turning. They're not looking at someone that, again, you would think would be the headliner of this show. Considering the way that this has been approached. Now, when you compare that imagery to the way that the media is trying to sculpt this narrative, it's evident what they want here. You can see it from shill sites like TMZ, who shilled heavily for AH during and after the trial. They call this bouncing back with a new film after the JD trial. Lost, by the way, not a brand new film either. This is debuting finally, but it was recorded before the trial. They're just slipping it out there, hoping maybe, just maybe, it'll work out. And then there's outlets like the Daily Mail. And remember the Daily Mail, they tried this thing where they said, oh, she left Hollywood. Not that she was blacklisted, mind you. Oh, she left voluntarily. She'll come back, but yeah, she's happy out there. They did that, and they did so many other follow-up puff pieces because that didn't work as well. When you look at their coverage here, you'll notice that they do close-up pictures in this. You'll notice that they do not show you the lack of interest that is here. It's the same film, but you wouldn't know that. When you look at it again, it's like they had their own private photographer attached to her. Maybe they did, by the way. Maybe that's how they're putting it together. But you can see, yeah, it looks like a lot of staged imagery here, trying to make it look bigger than life. Oh, look at the smiles. Oh, look at the romance. By the way, run, man. You might want to run. And remember, this is all part of the movie where she calls herself a fraud. I mean, it's amazing. You get to see all the facial expressions from the court case, all of the bad acting. Plus, you have a lot of blowback too, because people are saying this is offensive. She comes in, she plays the savior of autistic people. I mean, check this out.
What is your lie? What is your lie? What is your lie?
That I'm a fraud. That I repeat the teachings of great men. But I'm not one of them.
And the thing that really sticks out to me here is the media coverage. I mean, remember, the media went after JD relentlessly. They started covering it at the beginning. They were talking about him being controversial. Then they hammered him with articles, with questions. I mean, they kept going after him, and he won in the courtroom. That's the thing they don't really want to cover. They say his career's done. I mean, you see the throngs of people, thousands of them. You see the hundreds of photogs that are camped out. And probably the most telling thing about all of this coverage is that none of them actually include this film piece right here. Why? Well, let me ask you this. If there was a picture of JD doing this right here, I mean, you have music playing, you have somebody singing, you have people seated and more, how do you think that would have been covered? What kind of hit pieces would you have seen? Because I'm sure we would have heard about substances. There would have been all types of rumors there. We would have heard about ego, oh man, the audacity, the ego, thinking that you're better than the people out there. How dare you disrespect them? Plus, we would have heard so much more. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, you see this. You see the empty seats. You see people not caring. They're not watching. They don't seem to notice anything about this at all. I mean, again, this seems like a gigantic fail in my opinion, but oh man, let me know what you think about it. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel, by the way? Links are in the description. But I'm going to end here. Thanking you again. Appreciate you. Share this everywhere too. And we will see ya.